Shani Wigs Q&A. Here are all the questions you've been asking me on wigs and myself. First one being, why do I wear a wig and do I wear it every day? I have been wearing a wig every single day for 9 years. This is actually the time I got married. I am a Jewish Orthodox woman, and after we get married, we cover our hair. It could be covered with pretty much anything, but we can also cover it with a wig. So yes, I wear a wig every day. This question comes back a lot. Are they hot? Not gonna lie, but when it's 100 degrees out, the last thing you want to put on is a wig. But the last thing you want to put on is also your clothes. It's not really super hot, and if you get a really good quality, low density, breathable cap, you will not be really affected by how hot the weather is. Is it comfortable? Yes. I think the cap needs to be made to measure. Make sure that it is your size so it's not too tight or too loose, but it is definitely 100% comfortable. I like to say it kind of is like a bra, right? Like you wear your bra during the day, it doesn't really bother you. But the minute you get home, you take it off. So that's kind of like my relationship with my wig. Another question is, can you change the part of your wig? So obviously I can. Right now, this wig, I can flip up in every direction I want. There's obviously tips and tricks on how to do it to make it super seamless. Styling is everything. Is it hard to wash them, and what type of product we should use on wigs? I always recommend a sulfate-free, really clean formula when it comes to your wig, and color safe, especially if your wig has been colored. It's really not hard to wash, but if you don't know how to do it, you could actually ruin it. We have filmed an entire tutorial video on how to wash your wig at home, and if you follow those steps, you will be super safe. I'm gonna put the link in the bio. You can absolutely put your wig in a ponytail. All of the wigs that we make, we can put them in a ponytail. Two things you have to be aware of though is if it's too short, you might not have enough length to put it in a ponytail. And if it's too long and heavy, the ponytail might be pulling a little bit. But in any of those scenarios, you will still be able to put it in a ponytail. I actually put my wig in a ponytail super often. And you can absolutely put your wig behind your ears. This is literally part of my personality. I do this the whole day. You have to make sure that your wig is low density and the construction around the ear is flawless in order to do that seamlessly. What happens if it rains and your wig gets caught up in rain and gets wet? Well, nothing to worry about. Our wigs are washed and hair dried, so it will actually go back to the texture that it is. Unfortunately, if you have a blowout, it might ruin the style, but you can totally style it after once it's dried. Can you have an intimate time in a wig? Or in other words, can you sleep with your wig? I'd like to say no. Our wigs are not glued. They're not clipped either. They're super comfortable and will stay on for sure. But you don't want to sleep in it because it will like get knotty and the hair is going to go all around places. They're definitely not made to sleep with. Follow that question would be, can you work out with a wig? You can definitely do a low impact exercise. You can do a walk, light tennis, but I wouldn't do any activity that will require you to sweat a lot because it will impact the lace and the overall construction of the wig. We have something for you that's coming soon. Not working out with this wig, but we might have something else, a better alternative for all my working out girlies. Where do I get my hair? Is it an ethical process? And what country is the hair from? So those are like really interesting questions because I feel like no one talks about the hair industry, how you buy the hair, the process. There are so many scammers and non-ethical processes that are used in the wig industry. So I'm going to tell you my process. We've been working with the same hair suppliers for over 10 years and they're trustworthy in the industry. They have ethical process, their business is legal, everything goes through custom, everything is like declared, right? So they wouldn't be able to do that if it was a non-ethical process. Every woman that cut their hair and gives it to the hair supplier, the hair broker, if you will, gets compensated fairly, and there's market prices and no one gets taken advantage of. When I buy ponytails of hair, I know exactly where it comes from, in which city it was bought to, and we can also get the name of the person that cut their hair actually. So I obviously make sure that everything is ethically sourced, and I work with very trusted hair supplier. I do my research. The two main countries we get our hair from is Russia, Eastern Europe, called European hair, and Brazil. We do it with finer hair, and we have a range of color: light, brown, blonde, red, gray. which we can get in Europe and Brazil as opposed to Vietnam and China. Can you use your own hair for wigs? Yes, you can absolutely use your own hair for wigs. There's two ways you can do it. You have to actually properly store it and save it in order for them to be usable. Today, we do not accept any client's hair just because the way they store it is always bad. And another thing is that your quality hair might not be actually to our standard. It doesn't work in the process of our wig making. Also, one ponytail of hair is not going to be enough for a wig. Usually it requires at least 3 to 4. Can you cut your own wig, or should you bring it to a professional hairstylist? I mean, if you are a professional hairstylist, I think you can cut your own wig. Do you want to cut your own wig and risk it? Because let me tell you something, it does not grow back. I think that you really need to go to someone that knows how to deal with wigs and hair pieces, because they also can ruin it in a second. And unfortunately, we've seen that too. One of the questions that surprisingly come back a lot is, do we deal with women that are only Jewish Orthodox, or do we deal with women that have a hair loss? So funny enough, I started this business because of the need my community had. So obviously, a lot of my clientele was, and still is, women like me. But we have expanded so much and grew so much that now majority of our business comes from women that have hair loss or that go through a very challenging time and lose their hair. I always joke when people ask me, can I come to you even if I'm not Jewish? They would laugh so hard if they spent a day here. There's definitely women from all around the world, all religions. You can be anything you want, and if you need a wig, you can come. Can you highlight or color your wig? Well, let me tell you something about our wigs. It is made with the finest virgin hair, which means it's not processed, not chemically treated. You can color it exactly like you would color your hair. The same thing as with the hairstylist. You want to make sure that the colorist that does your hair is very talented and professional. We've also did a Q&A with our colorist, so you can check that out in our Q&A series. One of the main asked question is, how does our wig stay on if we don't glue it or if we don't clip it? And it is with the beautiful invention of those wig grip bands. Your wig is going to stay secure. Don't believe me? Try it. Can you style your wigs, and can you do it with heat tool? Yes, you can style your wig with curling iron, blow dryer, a Dyson Airwrap, absolutely. But you have to think of your wig as your hair. If you do it every day, it's going to burn the cuticle of the hair. Always make sure to put a protecting spray before. I love to use rollers, and I love to use like non-heat way of styling my wig. It just feels like it will protect the hair in the long run. We get asked all the time how to book an appointment, what is the process, are we taking any new clients? So yes, we have a website, shanywigs.com, where you can book your appointment. If you're out of state but you still want a wig and you're not coming in our showroom in New York, you can book a virtual consultation, and we have a very easy and smooth process in order for you to order your wig online, or an in-person consultation where you can book your slot and meet with one of our experts here, where you can try your wig, measure your head, answer all of your questions regarding your styles and cuts, and also order your wig hair. The lead time on your order is going to depend on the customization. Those are all like questions that we can also help you with during your consultation. How long can you expect your wig to last? I like to say, with good care and maintenance, at least 5 years. Wigs really hold up the test of time if they're taken care of properly. If you have any more questions about our wigs or our business, let us know in the comments and we'll do another Q&A. Thank you for watching.